What's going on, guys? Noobs here, and I'm back once again with Burrhe.
Hi guys!
Welcome, and we have a very exciting video for you guys today. This is
Very excited for this.
this is a Super Smash Bros. Retrospective ahead of obviously the big new Switch game that's coming out right away. And Burrhe is no mere guest in this video because we have in the house today a true Smash Brothers expert.
Yeah, I mean, that's relatively speaking. There are people, I'll just parenthesis this with everything that I'm going to say today. There are people far, far better at this game than me. I am but a novice compared to them. Like, if you're really looking for, like, watching this video for any, like, super high level tactics and tips and stuff, you're at the wrong place. But from a casual perspective, then yes.
Then yes, because you're gonna destroy me here. We are also, by the way, playing while we're talking, obviously. So this is gonna be a whole bunch of me losing today. Well, actually, my first question for you is, did you even start with the N64 game?
Yes, I did. That was the one I played the most for the vast majority of the time. Like, the game I was introduced to first. And I think Melee was out by the time I first played Smash Bros. And it was the 64 one. But in terms of, like, actually playing Melee, I never had the GameCube because in the UK, really, and Europe, the GameCube wasn't that big. Like, I went straight from N64 to PlayStation 2 to Wii when that came out. And then after getting the Wii, I went back and bought my own GameCube as well after that later on, just to play Smash pretty much, because I then realized, wait, there was a Smash Bros in between Brawl and 64? What is this?
Oh, this is shocking.
I know, I missed so many years out.
I mean, and also Melee, to my knowledge, is kind of where the competitive scene came from, isn't it?
No, exactly. But let's talk about like the game 64 itself then. What do you remember about 64?
So it's interesting, like that. The N64 Smash Brothers game came quite late on the system, and at the time I kind of thought it was kind of like a cheap cash-in of like Nintendo's franchises. Like, I kind of felt a little uncomfortable with it in a way, like, oh, are they doing this now? Like, they don't have original game ideas, so they'll just put all their characters in one game together. I don't know, I didn't get that into it, really. I was like, oh, it's okay, but to me, I kind of like lumped it in as like in the same league as Mario Party, as kind of like, oh, more like kind of slapdash party games from Nintendo. It's also not, compared to how big a game Melee is in terms of just like the content.
It's really bare bones, like a demo.
Yeah, you're right. It feels like a demo of Melee in a way. It's like 8 characters to start and then 4 more to unlock, I think. And there's just a handful of modes, which it's crazy, like, because all the variety of modes is so huge in later Smash Brothers games.
Yeah, and it's like, in terms of mechanics compared to the later ones, it is very bare bones. It's just like, okay, you've got your standard attacks, you've got some specials, and you've got your shield and your roll.
Oh, so even the moves are bare bones.
In 64, you don't have the side specials, you just have like your neutral specials. Like you're firing now, your fireballs.
Yeah.
You have just that, but in Melee, you've got your side special, which is your cape. So for me, transitioning from 64 to the later ones felt really weird, because all of a sudden, like, I used to be able to hold to the side and do my neutral B, which is just like for Mario the fireball.
Right.
But now I had to like reset the controller back to middle to be able to do my neutral B on the fly.
All right, just to move on officially to Melee here. Let me say, Melee I love. It's fantastic. I said some not so nice things about the N64 game, but I think it's the difference between how bare bones the N64 game is compared to how rich Melee is in terms of the roster and especially all the modes available. And Melee, it has a big roster. I guess maybe you could criticize it for a fair number of clone characters. You've got Ganondorf. Who have you got? Well, Falco, Dr. Mario, Pichu. There's probably more. Oh, Roy is a clone of Marth.
He falls into like the same problem with Ganondorf, that he's just like a slower, inferior version.
We should give a shout out here to Melee's inclusion of Marth and Roy, though, for like basically, or I shouldn't even say basically, completely introducing Fire Emblem to the West.
Yeah, because of that, Fire Emblem is is my favorite game series.
There were no Fire Emblem games released in the West until the popularity of Marth and Roy, and that's what prompted Nintendo to start releasing them.
Yeah, and segue into that, like one of the first videos I watched of you on YouTube was of a Fire Emblem review.
Oh, that's old school.
So if it wasn't for Melee, we'd have never have met.
Let's talk a little bit about stages.
Go pick whatever. What's your favorite stage other than the ones that are like the neutral competitive one?
So, of course, Hyrule Temple and I would say Corneria.
Yeah, I love Corneria. Let's do that.
I would say that the stages actually being simpler in the N64 game was a good thing. And I feel and Melee, generally the stages are only a little more complex, which is good. But some of the later games have stages, a lot of stages really, that to me are just like virtually unplayable.
I agree, yeah.
Just even more casually, I don't want to play a lot of the stages in like Brawl or Wii U.
Yeah, do you remember the Brawl one, the Hannenbau, the weird, what is it, the weird flower one with just the water underneath, and it was just like there was nothing to fight on. With like the flower, it just had a big flower in the middle, and you fought on the leaves, and then the leaves, every time you did an attack, the leaves would like change its angle.
Yeah.
And it was, do you remember that? That was the worst stage I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I think I probably agree with that actually. Having said that, even Melee has like a couple scrolling stages that I don't think anybody enjoys playing on.
No, the ice climber stage is
terrible.
Hot garbage.
Yeah. It's like
ironically, it's hot garbage rather than cold garbage.
It's more like
it's
more like it feels like a platforming race rather than actually playing Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and you just fighting the stage rather than fighting each other.
Right, that's a really good way to put it.
Haha.
You should always be
Speaking of fighting the stage, you just got shot by the stage hazards.
You should always be fighting each other and never the stage. Okay, and then the one other thing I have to say about Melee is the modes are incredible.
Sorry. Yeah, Karen.
Are you laughing at my suffering?
That was funny, yeah.
The
modes, yes, carry on.
The variety of modes, there's so much to do in the game, just even playing on your own.
No, yeah, I agree. That's like the best thing they did. One of the best things they did about Melee was introduce such a wide variety of single player stuff you can do.
So there's classic mode, adventure mode, all-star mode, event match, which I love, by the way.
Oh, the events.
Event matches are my favorite part of Smash Brothers games, honestly. And I think Melee did them the best. There were a ton of them. They ramped up nicely in difficulty. There's also like the home run contest, target test, multi-man Melee.
I love the Melee target tests. Like how they're all character specific still. I mean, they had them in 64 as well. Like having them all character specific, so like had to utilize the character's abilities to actually get up there, and they were like designed around the character. But in the later ones, you don't have that. It's really annoying.
Yeah, there's still target tests, but they're all the same for everybody, right?
There's like a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, and it's kind of boring because you're just doing the same one.
So those definitely peaked with Melee. And you know what? Home run contest is always fun too.
Yeah, it can be.
For a few minutes. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about Melee?
Oh, I think we're good. I could go on all day, and I don't have the time to. We don't have the time to talk about it because we got stuff to do.
We got other games to talk about.
Exactly.
Folks, we have moved on. We are now going to be talking about. Well, we are playing the Wii U game, obviously, but we're first need to talk about Brawl. My first question on that is, well, my perception is that is kind of the black sheep of the Smash family. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, everyone who was still playing Brawl competitively just moved straight onto Smash for Wii U because it was just a better version of Brawl. And even Brawl back in its day, most people who were originally with Melee just went straight back to Melee as soon as they realized Brawl was not good for competitiveness. Like, it's just not a good game for that type of scene.
What are the reasons for that?
Myriad things that I will slowly explain, basically. The first, I think, is obvious, is the random tripping. Like, introducing, like you said in the Melee portion, like, having an element of randomness, like, but it basically felt you were like fighting the game at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like the controls were rather floaty, and the whole gameplay was a lot slower. So movement options, like I talked about, like wave dashing and a lot of different movement options that were introduced in Melee, basically just got completely removed or destroyed, like nerfed in the Brawl version. So you just lose a lot of the fun aspects of moving around the stage from Melee to Brawl that just kill a lot of the fun if you're going from that to the other. Okay, right. Now we're actually into it. And oh my god.
Oh man.
Here we go, boys.
I love how...
Do you miss Melee already?
We can play, like, the hacky fan stuff, and it works very nicely with Dolphin. And yet, here we are playing online officially, and it's just an insane lag fest.
So, in case anyone was wondering, and had never really experienced the online of Smash Bros before, this is why, and just compare it to like the fan stuff, like I said, there's constant talk about Nintendo needs to fix the netcode, because it's just like nothing's changed other than we've got onto the Wii U and started playing the latest game. This is outrageous.
Oh wow.
Oh, should we just go back to Melee after this?
I think so.
Oh my god. Lol.
Wow.
What are your experiences with Brawl then compared to Melee? Did you play more Melee than Brawl?
Oh, by far. I think a lot of that though just happened just the time that Melee was out. I was in high school. I had a group of guys we would play with very often. Brawl, we had kind of moved on. I didn't have as many people to play with. So in that sense, Brawl was nice because it had, of course, the single player with Subspace Emissary, right?
Yeah, I love that.
So it had even more single player content than Melee did. So that was great for me.
Okay, so now I kind of back in the gloriousness that is Melee.
We never mentioned that Brawl introduced the Smash Ball and Final Smashes. Even if you don't want to play with other items, they're still fun. If you just play with the Smash Balls. Does anybody play competitively with any kind of items?
No items, not even Smash Balls. I think like you have like little fun side tournaments with items and stuff.
Maybe I should throw in, just because we haven't talked about items at all. I mean, they've been in the game since the beginning, and they've only kept adding to them, and I think generally getting better. In terms of an element of randomness for more casual play, I think that's fine. Like, why, for Brawl, why do you need to add tripping? Casual players can just play with items.
Or like have an option to turn it off. Like, why wasn't it an option? Why was it like an integral part of the game?
Yeah.
Just so many questionable design choices that went into Brawl to make it not fun.
Yeah.
Not as fun as it could be, I'll say. Because I still had loads of fun with Brawl. Again, I'll keep saying that again. I do love Brawl. And it has a special place in my heart. But it could have been better. On a technical standpoint.
It should have been. It should have been. It was hindered by, I think, deliberate design choices to make it less fun, really. Less competitive. Do you have anything else to say about Brawl?
No. Other than it has a fun place in my heart, and I will never play it again. Oh, look at this classic stage.
I think it was kind of... oh, man, I hate this stage.
Oh.
I think it suffered the same way a lot of stuff back then suffered, was that Nintendo was just like...
Is that it was on the Wii?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, Nintendo just went, okay, we're abandoning our existing audience for this new audience, and like, we're not even going to pay attention to what they want.
For the longest time.
So they made a game that was, beloved by their hardcore fans, but targeted at their casual fans, and it made neither happy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Like, trying to do an in-between and just not pleasing anyone. It's like, if you try and please everyone, you don't please anyone.
And that was the problem with a lot of Wii stuff. I mean, Project M was just one like hacky fan thing that fans did because fans weren't happy with a lot of stuff on the Wii. Let's move on then. I mean, we didn't really talk... We were playing the Wii U game, but we didn't talk too much about it. it's kind of two games and also one game because it's Smash Brothers 4, 3DS, and Wii U. And they are different, but they're also the same.
The main difference was just like the stages, wasn't it, and the graphics.
Yeah, and a couple different modes, but very similar. Each had a unique terrible mode.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
3DS had Smash Run, and Wii U had Smash Tour, which is just the dumbest thing, maybe in all of Smash Brothers. I think I opened up Smash Tour on Wii U once, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, you're running around this kind of Mario Party style game board, you're picking up items that, like, affect your stats, and then eventually you get to have a Smash game, but it's really short. I don't know. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was really cobbled together last minute, wasn't it?
It's awful. And, like, those modes were kind of the replacement for Subspace Emissary.
It's so sad as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Whereas, for the most part, they maintained and built on modes from the other games. So because of the 3DS, we lost Ice Climbers. One thing that I really liked, though, was they finally split Zelda and Sheik.
Yeah, that's a good option. Like, they did that in Project M, actually. That was the first, like, I know it's an unofficial game, but that was the first Smash game where they did that.
Okay. And and also Samus and Zero Suit Samus as well.
Yeah, they did that as well, yeah.
Which both of those I really liked, because to me, like, I want to pick one or the other. I don't want... I'm not interested in moving between them. Like,
yeah.
in Melee, I only picked Zelda to play as Sheik.
In terms of actually doing things that the fans wanted, Smash 4 did that really well. In terms of, like, splitting those kind of characters up and various little quality of life changes like that.
So did you play both 3DS and Wii U games?
I think I played more of the 3DS one than the Wii U one. Because I was like really excited for it when it came out.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait. And by the time the Wii U came out, kind of a lot of the people I was playing with kind of got sick, were already sick of it, and same, to be honest with me.
I had the exact same experience where I was like, well, I can't wait. I have to get the 3DS game. And it came out a little earlier. So I spent a ton of time with it. And then the Wii U game came out with it. And I was like, I feel like I just played through a Smash Brothers game.
All right, should we do one last game, Fox Only Final Destination, for the memes?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
For the memes?
I want to know, actually, I had this question. Are there tournaments like this? Is this a way that people play, or is this just a joke?
No, this is just a joke. Because, I mean, it does... Are you just lasering me? Come here.
Why not? I'm winning.
That's what you think. It became a joke because Fox is the most played character, and Final Destination is one of the stages that was picked, and is quite a common... Well, it used to be at least quite a common choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like a popular favorite amongst the competitive scene, until we actually realized that, like, amongst the competitive scene, we know that, oh no, Final Destination is actually really not very balanced a stage. Like, platforms factor into it a lot, with a lot of characters need platforms to, like, pull off combos and keep stage control.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that, and particularly characters like Marth on this sort of stage has some really good chain grab options that can be escaped from, like, Fox and Falco. They can escape them if you have platforms. But if you don't have platforms, you can't run away escape onto the platforms and roll away. Like, you don't have that option, so you're just stuck in a chain grab and a lot of 0 to death combos.
Well, maybe to wrap up here, should we talk, like, how optimistic are you for Ultimate?
It will never it won't replace Melee for me.
Yeah.
I don't think for a lot of people it will replace Melee. Like, even looking at it, it's just like an updated Wii U.
Yeah.
In a really good way. Like, it looks like the natural evolution of what the Wii U game should be. Nice goal. But I'll always be playing Melee as, like, probably my primary, and I do want to play Ultimate quite a bit, actually. It's looking really fun. And, like, there's a load of new interesting mechanics to it. Like, it looks like they've sped up the gameplay from Wii U as well. That will hopefully be a bit more interesting.
From a more casual perspective, I'd say, like, I'm really hyped for Ultimate. I love that they're giving us so many characters and then also expecting us to unlock them.
I love how we start out with the original 64 one. That's going to be so nostalgic.
Yeah, and like I don't think they've actually said how you unlock characters, just that it'll be fast. But I love being given something to unlock. I'm personally not interested in like all those whatever they're called, stickers or spirits. I mean, I don't care about like kind of the RPG elements of it all, but just having any kind of a campaign mode I like. I'm super excited for Piranha Plant.
Oh yeah, Piranha Plant hype.
So yeah,
as much as people got angry at it, I was like, oh yeah, gimme.
I don't. Why would you get? People got angry about Wii Fit Trainer and Game and Watch too, but it's fun. It's silly. Like Smash Brothers is not this super serious franchise.
Oh what? No, this is very serious competitive game, noobs.
Like who cares?
Yeah, I know. I play it competitively, and I just enjoy the goofiness of it a lot of the time.
Yeah. Oh man, that's game.
I think we've waffled on enough about this.
I agree. So in conclusion, I guess, what do we want to ask people? Like, what's your favorite Smash game? What are you looking forward to with Ultimate?
What's your favorite memory of playing any Smash game?
Ooh, good call. So with that, guys, let us know what you think, and thanks for watching.
Bye!